You want to add Very to group?
You are now listening to Beyond the Veil, a production of Holosuite Media. Tune in to our live show every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
The following live broadcast may now be suitable for all ages. The
Wow.
views expressed in this show are solely those of the individual providing them and do not represent the opinion of this station, website, or any affiliated partners. Audience discretion is advised.
The theme song is on fire.
I know.
I think Igor might have had a little bit something to drink tonight.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Have we got a filth infection here? Cause I don't know.
It's some kind of infection. Hi there, Secret Worlders, and welcome to Tier 135 of Beyond the Veil podcast, where apparently we are on fire tonight. Not only that, we're going to be covering everything and anything about the Secret World MMO. Yes, the biggest, baddest, bestest MMO out there. Okay, may not be the biggest, but it's the biggest for us, right, guys?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Hells yeah.
Sure is. It takes up so much space on the hard drive.
Leave it to as to be, factual.
I'm sorry, I've only had 1.5 coffees yet, so I'll learn humor soon.
Yeah, I opted for water instead of coffee. I may regret that at a later time. So who's with me tonight? We've heard Griff.
Hello.
Then we have Very.
Hi.
And Az.
Yeah, g'day folks.
And we have our broadcaster, Xander. Hi, Xander.
What?
I'm just saying hi. All right.
Hi.
Yay! He speaks. All right, so there's a lot to talk about this week, and everything kind of dropped in on us in the last couple of days. So let's start with the monthly development update for April 2015 that came out this week. So this was the first month that Sesma, Funcom Senior Community Manager, was in charge of publishing the monthly update. And for the very first try, I thought she did really well. There was some disappointment voiced in the community, however, that the update focused more on what was rather than what is to come. So what do you guys think of the title? Because there was some suggestions, from the community as to what she should call it. What do you think?
I think that's okay for me.
The
Yeah.
monthly development update.
It made sense to me.
Yeah,
Well,
kind of clear and concise, just what it needs to be, right? So what did
It
you
is
think
very
about it?
straightforward.
What do you think about it? Do you agree that the focus could have been a little bit more on what's coming up rather than what happened already?
well, I think what was covered there though were generally things that the community had had questions about the EPE update and the event pets. So, it was addressing questions that people wanted answers to.
Most definitely.
Yeah, it went over a lot of interesting things. We had a lot go on in the game the last month or two. There definitely wasn't as much teasers, I suppose, or even information about issue 11, which I believe a lot of us were expecting.
Yeah, since, we're nearing the end of April, we've gone over the halfway mark in April, and still, I don't think even today, I have not checked the test live, but I don't think anything dropped on there today.
No, still no announcement about downtime over there yet.
Yeah. So yeah, there, obviously in these kind of letters, there needs to be some sort of information on what happened in the game recently. But the trick is to find the right balance between that and what's coming up in the game so that the community sort of feeds on it and keeps the buzz going. And, but you know what? Sesma may want to put in tons of juicy details in the letter, but the higher powers that might be that they don't allow it, because we've heard Joel mention a few times that he had put something in there and the marketing team changed it prior to publishing it, so it's reasonable to assume that they have the last say in what goes out and in what form or context.
I was going to say, if
And
this is...
we've been
Sorry.
sorry.
On you go, Griff.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I know I've been wondering, they've been teasing out a lot of things over the last chunk of time. I guess I wonder if there may not be that many more things that they can tease without getting into saying too much by now.
Yeah.
What I was going to say was, this is Sesma's first shot at it, first go at it. Perhaps she's recapping on what's happened to now then move forward with her updates.
Yeah, that was general feeling that I got from it as well.
Yeah, there was always going to be two ways this, her first update went. It was either going to be very conservative, this is what's happened, this is what we've done with the community, or it was going to be really, here's everything that's coming. So she went for the very conservative approach, which, as her job as the community manager, she listed what the community's been doing. So that was spot on from that aspect.
Yep, that's right. Okay, so let's finally get to the new stuff that was revealed. When it comes to, for example, events and pets, we can expect more events coming our way that are going to last a week. Well, we actually have had Power Weekend drop in on us. It's not going to last a week, just for the weekend. We'll talk about it later. And it seems that the pets associated with these events will only be available for purchase during these events, and people will be able to purchase pets from previous events as well, making it easier for those pets to be obtained. I thought that was pretty awesome.
I'm
that
at
was
two
great
minds.
too. Yeah.
I'm at two minds. It is absolutely fantastic for people that didn't get the pet. And I hate to be that guy, but I am that guy who absolutely busted his hump to get the 80 tokens for that pet. And I'm just a little bit annoyed that I could have just waited later and got it easier. Just a little bit. But, I do hate being that guy.
I swear that while it was going on, you were that guy saying that it cost too much and they should really look at it before the next event and try to find a way to make it cost less next time.
Yes, I will completely admit that I am an absolute hypocrite, and I do not have a problem with that.
Okay. I think it's a really good compromise, because when everybody was saying, oh, they should bump down the price or whatever, I was, I went for the pet and I got it, and I was, because because I did. But I think this is a good compromise where the people who do want to, oh, I did all the grinding and I got it, can do that. But the people who don't want to will have another chance later on. They just have to wait.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is going to be good for the people that didn't have enough time the first time around. They're going to have another chance. I suppose I was a bit surprised by this, is when we talked to Sesma Antomium last time on this podcast. I asked her, well, it might have been me or someone asked her about the pets, and she said it's best to just spend your tokens as soon as possible, which sort of led us to believe that we wouldn't get another chance. So now we do, so that's good.
It might not be with the same tokens too. So that would
Oh,
still
no,
be
no, no,
true. You know what
no.
I
I don't
mean?
want that. I don't want that. We have way too many of those. I think they might have been consolidating. They'll have the same token for these kind of events, and then, uh, at least that's what I'm hoping for anyway, because if we start having different tokens, then, how are you going to be able to get previous events pets? You know
I
what I mean?
guess I had assumed that we would get different tokens for the next event, but then the previous pet would be, only a certain amount of those new tokens, and then the new pet would be a lot more of those tokens. Doing it like that, that
Yeah,
would
I
also
see.
make sense to have just one kind of token, though. That would totally make sense.
Yeah, a unified event token would be nice.
Yeah,
What
I
was the name
think
of that
that's what.
last one?
Oh God.
Gambler's Mark,
Oh,
I think.
yeah, right. Yeah, so that can only really be used for that type of, golden golem.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my other thinking there. But that doesn't mean that they couldn't, going forward have just an event token.
Yeah, it's kind of good news. I consider it to be good news, because what had happened to me in the almost at the very start of the event, I had to leave suddenly for over a week, and I wasn't able to play at all. So the little that I was able to play was nowhere near enough to actually get the pet. And I do collect pets. So this is good news for me, meaning that, sometime in the future, when I have the time and there is event, I can definitely grind it a little bit more and get the pet that I wasn't able to when the event initially took place. So I'm pretty pleased about that.
Yeah, definitely. If we take this as a, saying that if there is going to be another chance to get these pets, not just a one-off, that's definitely good.
Yeah. So all around, thumbs up for that. Now, another thing that we found out is that the Orochi Tower mission, singular mission, will have a 1-day cooldown rather than the 3-day one from the previous main story missions. And we got a little sneak preview of something that seems like an Orochi tech, and the community just sprung into action deciphering what the tech might be. I haven't been able to check today. I was so dang busy, but did they the last thing I followed was that it had to do with the portable Agartha something. I forgot, because the entire community took it upon themselves to kind of decipher what was under what was redacted, shall we say. Did you guys
Oh, that's
check out the?
interesting. No, I missed that one, and I should have realized that there would probably be a thread about it. I know when I when I saw it, I had the vague thought that it reminded me of that one ARG in the forum that's never been solved to this day, that somebody sent like an actual box and all of that. But then I never went into the forums to see if anybody was actually trying to figure out connections or not.
Yeah. Yeah, there's speculation as to what it is. Is it an anima well? Is it a mobile anima well? So there's lots and lots and lots of, there's over 10 pages of speculation and trying to decipher what it is and what the writing behind the redacted part is. Someone, I think, managed to lighten it up quite a bit, and a lot of it was, in fact, readable, almost clearly readable. But the word that started with an A was
I love
not.
this community so much. I
I
really love
know.
this
It's like you
community.
can't expect us, to just kind of sit still and wait. People
Yeah.
really get there and start deciphering stuff. I love it.
I
Yeah,
actually
they,
thought it looked. I actually thought it looked like the command console in the TARDIS. Actually, but hey, that's just me.
yeah,
Yeah,
with only
there's
the little,
go for
no,
it.
with only the I suppose the capital letters or the tops of the letters sticking out on top of where it's been blacked out. It was hard to go over, but people came up with things that looked like they could fit, and the best guess we've currently got so far is a Orochi portable Agartha well.
Yeah.
So it could be their attempt to artificially create animal wells, which then in game terms would give us a respawn point at each level of the various towers.
Yeah, and what I liked is that on the teaser picture, that is courtesy of Tilty, there is like the proper, yellow anima well, if it is an anima well, and then there's a black one. So people are speculating that one is for the filth defiled Agartha. But it
Yeah,
definitely looks cool.
That is awesome. And yeah, I'm looking at the picture again now, and yeah, that's right. My eyes skimmed. I am not true TSW. My eyes just skimmed over it before. Yeah. There's writing there. That's awesome.
now if
So,
it is an animal well, go on.
no, go for it.
Yeah, well, if it is an animal well, that brings up a few questions, as what would the Orochi need an animal well for, as they don't really have many or any bees in their ranks, as we know that they've been unsuccessfully trying to get into Agartha, and if they had more bees, they would just be able to walk in without any trouble at all. So why do they have these things? What are they doing with them? That's got some scary questions. Are they able to artificially infuse their red shirts with anima to keep them alive? It can't end well.
Considering it's the Irachi, they're probably going to attempt to send bags of concrete and buckets of water, and it will fail horribly.
They're going to fill it with concrete, however long it takes them.
There will just be
sounds
these
like a plan.
bags and empty buckets on their side just laying around Agartha. What's going on here?
Yeah, but it's definitely going to be interesting considering that with the Arachi Tower, we're going to be coming to the end of book 1 in the story, and we will finally be finding out the consequences of choices that we made while playing the main story mission. And talk about choices, there was a poll on the forums that about the choices that players made. But before we get to that and tell you guys the results, I'd like to hear what the crew's choices were. What kind of choices did you make? And spoiler alert, by the way, for those who have not come to the end. What you guys made? What kind of choices have you made?
I know that I fixed the thing at the end, and my mind's blanking. I forget what the middle choice was now.
The Flappy, do you revere it or attack it?
Oh, that's right. I remember attacking it. I was getting really, really pissed off at the voice by then. I think I denied the gift the first time, but it's really hard to remember.
It's
I
very.
remember denying the gift. I didn't take the gift. But I can't remember much of what I did. It was all a bit of a haze.
So long ago,
It
too,
was
yeah.
a while back, huh?
Yeah, it was like a PvE haze.
I remember perfectly what I did.
What'd you do? Gig.
I accepted the gift because I had no idea you could refuse it. And I've gotten so used to clicking stuff at that point, I just clicked it. I attacked the big flabby thing, and by the end, I'd actually started to listen to what the voices were saying and what the game was telling me. And I repaired the thing at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mhm.
The accidentally picking up the gift seems to be quite a common accidental choice that people have made, according to the poll on the forums.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think that's because, like I say, you just get used to clicking stuff by that point.
Yeah, you know what happened to me? And it was the first mistake that I made, and I have not made it since. I was in the game with my Cabal mates, and we were questing, and I decided, okay, it's time for me to catch up with the main story mission. So in I go, and people are happily chatting away in TeamSpeak, and they're like coming up with all these plans of what we should be doing, and they're like, Santita, are you done? I'm like, no, not yet. I'm still going through everything. And yeah, so they're like happily waiting, and I guess I was further back with the story mission that they had thought. So I kind of felt, that oh man, they're waiting for me. So I was just like clicking through it and getting through it. And stupidly, I had accepted the gift because I wasn't paying attention. I was like, oh man, they're waiting for me. And then when I had said that I had accepted the gift, I just heard Faye start laughing. Oh my God, did you not hear what they said? I was like, what? You should have refused it. You filthy creature. And I was like, what did I do? Shit. I'm going to pay for it later, aren't I? So,
You know what though? They've said that this decision. I seem to recall them saying that this decision will most likely not have consequences because it wouldn't be fair, it wouldn't work out or whatever. But I did cheat my way to Tokyo. And
Oh,
it
yeah, I
made total
remember.
sense. Yeah, and it made total sense to me at the time. And then after I got through more of the story, I went, "Oh, holy shit, what did I just do?" So, I had my
Oh, yeah.
moment. I had my moment.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
I was bad on the first one, on the first part, but then I got, more clever, and I was playing the main story mission by myself, paying attention to the story, and it was just amazing. And yeah, so I attacked the Flappy, and I repaired the Gaia engines. So yeah. But
You sound like
so
a bunch of goody two-shoes.
what did you do?
Well, being a Templar, I of course accepted the gift, revered the Flappy, and destroyed the animal well, or the whatever the
The
engine
engine,
was.
yeah.
As a Templar, I of course want to infiltrate them from within, or impose order my own way upon the new world, whichever happens to come up first.
Uh-oh.
So far, I haven't been able to take over the world yet, but we'll see what happens.
Well, let us know
Yeah.
how that goes. Let us know.
Yeah, are you a Lumi in disguise?
Oh, as a Templar, that ain't good.
No, as a Templar, I have a clear path that the world will be ordered once everything takes over.
What, you mean it's not going to be chaotic? You're talking like Lumi and Dragon in disguise all in one.
I might not have
Yeah.
thought through that far, but someone's got to keep the filth in check.
Yeah, so there you have it, folks. If the filth is in check, you know that Az was responsible for it, and he has graciously saved the day.
We'll send
So-
you all. We'll send you all of our flares in thankfulness.
That would be
We
a
will
fitting
revere
tribute.
you. We will revere you. We will revere you, give you gifts, and not repair you.
So no more
Yeah.
healing in PvP then.
No.
And just going through the chat, there's people asking questions, and Veigelia at least I hope I'm not butchering your name. I was sober, undistracted, and I'm still not sure what happened. Yeah. I hope you're referring to the first part where you're supposed to either refuse or accept a gift. Yeah, there's lots of people posting there what their Dr. Redacted is also posting his experiences on what his choices were. Yeah, it's interesting to see other people's choices though, because it seems that the vast majority of people have either accepted, attacked, and repaired, and then refused the gift, attacked Flappy, and repaired the engine. So, it's together over 70% of people have made between those two choices. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see, the consequences of those choices. And I'm glad to see that we've all made, quite different choices, and we're definitely going to see firsthand what impact does. For example, what Griff, you bought the council seal
The
for
forged
1
one, yep.
million packs. I never said facts.
In a way that really was very Illuminati of me, though. I just threw money at it until it went away.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, and it is coming up soon. So hopefully this week we'll have issue 11 drop on Test Live, because it usually takes about 2 weeks, or rather it stays on Test Live for 2 weeks. But then again, we do have group content. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Are you still hopeful that issue 11 is going to come out or come out live? Because they have until the 30th of April, so that's 2 weeks from now.
If it had gone live like last night on Test Live, then I'd still be hopeful that we're going to get it by the end of the month. As it hasn't, and they normally like to have about 2 weeks of testing, I'm a little skeptical.
Just going back.
Not going to be till next month now.
I don't know. They might surprise us. Pontifex, just going back on the choices, Pontifex in Twitch chat said, I hope they have a flashback sequence when consequences are revealed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the hope of, a lot of the players.
What a fabulous idea.
Yeah, like very
Oh,
said.
yes.
She doesn't even remember what her choices were. It was so far back. And yeah, because some people have actually finished the storyline like 2 months into the game or 6 months into the game. So it's like, yeah, sure, you can do it with your other tune, or, but then again, there's lots of people who have another tune in the game. So yeah, Takayukin is saying accepted gift because I thought it was the only option. Yeah, trust me, you're not alone on that one. Attacked Flappy because I thought I had to kill it to continue, then destroyed prison because I wanted to rush.
Well, at
Wanting
least
to
you
rush.
remember.
Wanting to rush is exactly why I went with the forged seal. I had friends that were already ready for Tokyo when it came out, and I wasn't quite there yet. And I went, okay, never mind. I'm just gonna get the forged.
So, Griff, knowing what you now know at the end of, say, issue 10, have you any new thoughts about your choice to get the forged seal?
I think if I had it to do over, I still wouldn't. I feel a little less bad about it because I'm a little more waiting to see what happens with John. But I still think if I had it to do over, I probably would not have gone with the forged seal. That was kind of accidentally sticking my nose into things that I don't really want to be a part of.
So you'd rather play it safe?
I think so, yeah. Which actually makes me kind of glad that I didn't. I have a legitimately, a choice that I made legitimately, and I may regret it now. But I wasn't trying to game the system or pick the right choice. I just legitimately picked something that made sense at the time, and then I had regrets later. I think that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, then the regret comes from you connecting ideas rather than anything the game's told you directly. Is that right?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's a cool way to do consequences. You make you realize, oh, wait a minute, what have I just done?
Yes, exactly. That's much more realistic too. Very few people make poor choices in life because they're trying to be quote unquote evil. It's because the choice made sense to them at the time. But then you get the consequences and you go, oh.
Yes, there is definitely going to be a lot of people going like, shit, did I stupidly made that decision? Oh, crap. But you know what? It's definitely going to be interesting, like I said, hearing what the choices, what the impact of different choices have on the outcome of book one. So it kind of makes me wish that I should gear up, or not even gear up, but get my other tunes, at least one of them, to the end of the storyline with slightly different choices so that I can play it out for myself and see what the end result is. Do you guys have more than one tune?
Yeah.
I do.
I made two other tunes. One specifically to do the quote unquote good choices, and one to do the quote unquote bad choices.
Ah.
I do, but I've only finished the story in one because I kind of get a little bit distracted with PvP. And it took me, I'd say, maybe nearly 18 months to 2 years to finish the end story.
Wow, that's a lot of distraction.
Well, I kept on getting pops for like El Dorado or Stonehenge or Fusang, so that kind of like, and the only reason I must say I took a whole weekend out, which was a lot of PvP time, to actually just blitz the story because I was stuck on, I think, part 6 to find oh my goodness, the guy in the sewers. And I just blitzed the whole story that weekend because I knew Kaiden was coming.
Oh yeah.
So, and I
Yeah.
thought, okay, yeah, I have to finish the story to be able to get in Tokyo to Kaiden, blah blah. Yeah, it took me a little while because I kind of got sidetracked a little bit.
I think a lot of players, especially the new ones, don't realize that you don't have to keep on going with the main story mission. Even there's even a tip on one of the loading screens that you should develop your character through doing side missions and different other main story missions. So you don't have to do the main story mission all in one go. Before you couldn't even, simply because you just wouldn't be able, if there was a fight, like if you had to fight Beaumont, you weren't able to do it because you didn't have the gear for it. Now it's slightly different story when it comes to that, because it is easier. But still, you'll get a lot more of the story of the secret world if you do pick up those side quests, if you do just run around and just at random see little side missions here and there, and they kind of they're not exactly important to the story, but they add to it and they expand upon it. So if you're into the story, definitely take your time and go through the entire zone, the entire playfield that you're at, like Kingsmouth or Savage Coast, before you move on to the next one.
Yeah, don't do
I
what I did.
definitely agree.
Well, no, actually, no, I have done a lot of
It doesn't
the
have to be a bad idea, though.
well, I have done a lot of the side quests because I mean, and even as a PvPer, you have to get your XP to be able to buy your abilities. So you usually do a lot of the side stories. That's the thing about PvPers. A lot of them have and do actively PvE. But what I would say the benefit was is by the time I got back to actually doing the story, I was full purple 10.4. So you know, I suppose the good thing about that was I could burn my way through it. The bad thing about that is okay, it maybe wasn't the challenge that was expected to be, but yeah, I completed it. So game done. That was it. I got into Tokyo.
Well, I know some of my favorite missions and some of my favorite characters I wound up doing were, they were action missions or they were investigation missions. They weren't, technically story missions. But they were the other ones kind of lying around, and some of those they wound up being some of my favorites. Some of the stuff with in Transylvania was fabulous.
I
Yeah,
still think
definitely.
one of the best, and I think we've talked about this before, one of the best missions is a lot of the good missions are out in Kingsmouth. One of the missions that I did that actually just pulled me into the game was the one with the ravens.
Oh, that was
Oh
lovely.
yeah.
Yeah.
That totally that pulled me into the game. That was so immersive. I remember playing it quite late at night, and I think it was quite dark at the time, and I was playing this, and I was really getting quite spooked with it. I thought, goodness, it's unusual for that to keep you in. So that really hooked me in the game, and then of course PvP.
Dr. Redacted said in chat, if I had 1 million packs and the option was there, I might have done the Forged Seal, except I end up dying in Noobmare runs so often that I never have 1 million packs. Gotta teach them newbies.
I think at the time
Nice.
most of the money I had I'd gotten from events. It's probably not the most efficient way to rack up cash, but I seem to recall that's where most of it had come from.
You can get a lot of
Yeah.
cash out of the events, that's true.
What do you mean you can't? Of course you can. You don't even
No, you
have
can.
to have it. You don't even have to have an event. All you have to do is have a vendor in, dark side of London, and you can drop a cool 1 million packs every freaking day for like 7 days straight. That's what I did on New Clothes, and I am broke.
Yeah.
Like, I am so broke. I have not been this broke in probably over a year. I'm that low of packs. I'm like getting worried.
I'm just reading redacted in comments in Twitch here about speaking about the car park, the Kaiden car park. Totally agree with that. That really did freak me out too. And yeah, you go first. No, you go first. No, you go first. That was freaky.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
the
car park's never good.
Yeah,
car park
Frank, you're right.
The car park wound up not freaking me out as much, but I think it's partly because I was so frustrated because I was really, really poor at the mechanic you needed there until I really figured out what I was doing. But the one after that in the Fear Nothing Foundation building will always be one of the ones that just absolutely drew me in.
Oh, absolutely. I totally agree with you. I've done that too, and yeah. My goodness, I sound like a PvEer.
Well, the Fear
When I
Nothing Foundation drew me in more because I knew where it came from.
Well, yeah. Knowing where it came from is yeah.
Yeah, half the horror there. It's not like a scary mission. It's just the slow, creeping horror of what happened here? This is awful. And if you accidentally look up, like if you're on the ground floor and you accidentally look up at the ceiling, you don't want to have anything to do with that place.
That was creepy. I was expecting with every step I made there, I expected bad things to happen to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you keep on reading all those notes and stuff. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I
I was
love
gonna
how go go
you
go go.
go, Griff. No, on you go.
Okay. When I was reading along, I knew what I was gonna find when I got up to the top, and I did not want to go in that last room. It's been a long time since I was into a game enough that I literally was like, I know that's where my progress is. No, I don't want to go in there. And that's really impressive.
I mean, I don't want to give spoilers, but I've just recently, again, because I got sidetracked, recently just finished issue 9 in Tokyo because I knew 10 was coming. And the end of it was really that did kind of freak me out a little bit. With that I don't want to give anything away to anybody, but I think Jake Hama is hilarious,
Yes, he is.
and I really want a bunny suit, not the one that I'm wearing at the moment, but like a full like onesie bunny suit. So
That
that
would
might
be
be the
wonderful.
We
that
still
that
need
would
that
be
bunny suit in the game, though.
yeah exactly, a onesie
Uh-huh.
that a onesie bunny suit would be fantastic.
Dr. Redacted says, "Oh God, that ceiling." I looked up almost immediately and was like, then I didn't say anything to the rest of the group because I'm an a-hole.
Yeah, when I was going through that mission, I was going through the storyline, I suddenly thought to myself, oh no, Scriv, you didn't.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can almost hear him go, "Yes, I did, my young friend." Yep.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
and
he's
it's
mentioned before how hard it was researching on himself, having to research that quest.
Yeah.
Like all
Yeah.
the little details that are spot on.
I've mentioned it to a few people when they get talking about how nobody, quote unquote, nobody knows how to do horror in games anymore. All they do is jump scares or throw a bunch of monsters at you, and I'm like, oh, you should play this mission
Yeah,
because
this game is the
that's
first.
not where the horror comes from. It's the atmosphere. It's the story that they put into it, and it's the little details.
Yeah, this
I
game is
guess
the
I don't
first
want to
one.
spoil either, but some of the stuff that happens in that building that doesn't actually hurt you, but it still happens, and you know something is very wrong.
It gets into your head. It's a very
Yeah.
psychological game.
Yeah, this is the first game since pretty much Silent Hill that's done the creeping horror feel very well.
Yeah, so from our experience in the game and what the development team has done so far and the way that they've done things so far, I am very, very much looking forward to the Arachi Tower and those 500 and something possible ways of going through there and going through the tower and kind of replaying it several times and not get the same outcome or not taking the same path and seeing what's behind those 8 floors of the Arachi Tower. Definitely going to be very, very interesting to see. And one thing is for sure, like we've been saying, even on this episode, the devil is in the details. I have actually seen someone post a screenshot, actually several screenshots. I think one of them was meant for the IMTSW contest. They were in one of the dungeons and someone had used a flare or was it a torch or something, and it kind of lighted up a coroner, and then all of a sudden they saw the details, the creepy writing and details that were on the floor and on the wall, and that's something that you wouldn't normally see.
That was in Hatchet Falls, right?
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
I thought
where
it
they
was in one of the dungeons.
I think there might have been a couple of pictures, but there was the one in Hatchet Falls where they'd been keeping the children. And the children had scrawled, with chalk or whatever they could find,
Oh,
some absolutely
yeah.
horrible things on the wall and the floor.
I have a screenshot from my first time running through the game, and I forget where I was when I took the screenshot, but there was a pile of just like trash in one corner, and I noticed that there was a filth tentacle coming out of a box. And I thought, oh, that's really cool. And I took the shot and I showed another friend who had been playing for a while, and he went, oh my God, I have been wondering how the filth got into that area ever since I started playing, and I never saw that box. Now that makes sense. And I'm like, that is awesome. That is such an awesome detail.
Was that in the mining museum?
I think it probably was. I want to say it was early into the game, and that sounds about right, yeah.
A defining moment for me in this game was when I was first in Kingsmouth. I can't remember what mission it is now, but there's a mission that takes you to the big covered bridge, the big wooden covered bridge.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to the middle of that bridge, and the quest updated, and nothing happened. And I sat there going, okay, so what's going to happen here? I was moving the camera around with my mouse, and then I moved it back, and all of a sudden there was a ghost NPC behind me, and I literally jumped out my seat.
I just about did that during the Halloween mission. Like most of the scares, I was kind of okay with going through, but they pull in those spoilers, I guess. They pull in those parking lot girls at one point, and I had such a miserable time with them that I just went, oh God, no, 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 no.
Yeah, I had a very bad experience with the garage the first time around in New York. And the second time that I entered the garage was during the press tour for the upcoming issue. And so it wasn't as scary. But when I played it on my own, even though I knew exactly what I had to do, it still had that creepy factor that just kind of made me shudder and go like, oh, I just want to get out of here. Why did I do this? Why did I choose to replay the mission?
I know it comes up a lot in these discussions too, but the Black House too. That's another one
Oh,
that it's
yeah.
just the atmosphere, the noises and the way it's designed. And I think for me also that concept that just like 2 feet away, there's like a normal street with normal people, but I'm in this little bubble of bad.
Yeah, there was even a really, really cool screenshot taken at the Black House. Someone had I think it was on like the first couple of pages when they initially started coming out with their submissions for the screenshot round. And I just thought it was an absolutely fabulous screenshot. Oh man, it just kind of gets to you remembering what the story is, and oh man, just scary, creepy. I'm getting the goosebumps right now.
Well, and fear nothing. The other thing the other thing I notice with it is I've played it quite a few times at this point, and I will still I won't even know what's going on in chat. Normally, I have my eye on Sanctuary while I'm playing, and I just kind of keep my eye on there. I'll have no idea what's anybody said if I'm playing through that, and that's on replays.
Yeah. So yeah, we keep on making references to IMTSW contest. So why don't we go over the update for it? So we have had round 5 revealed today, but let's go back to the round 1, the audio round. The winners of round 1, the audio round, have been announced. Now remember, each of the groups sponsoring the round got to choose their own winner. So with Funcom, sponsors for the audio round were Odo, or Omnidatum Optimum, Cabal, Radio Free Gaia, and Gridstream Productions. So let's see who the winners were. The winner, Funcom winner, was Eluros. Omnidatum Optimum's winner was Kreuzritter. I hope I'm not butchering his name. Radio Free Gaia's winner was Methoneros, without the question mark at the end. I don't even know why I said it that way. And Gridstream Productions was Lilith Darkweaver. So congrats to the winners. Have you guys listened to all of their submissions? They're very different.
They are very different, and I think I have caught all of them. I'm not positive, but I think so.
You know what?
Yeah, on the show notes, I've linked the sound clips.
Yeah.
They're absolutely amazing. Elros, I absolutely loved his submission, I have to say. Lilith Darkweaver as well. And, I love like the differences when people try to not tried but succeeded. They went in character, and some people have made everything rhyme like Elros did, and it was just amazingly creative round.
I love the different ways people went with it. And some people, especially for in characters, some people did it, very kind of cheerful and fun, and some people did it very, very serious.
Yeah,
I
think
loved your
listened to
submission
one.
too, Griff.
Huh?
I loved your submission too.
Oh, thank you. That was exciting. That was fun to do.
I listened to one during the competition, and that was all in character. But it was done from almost like sort of a post-apocalyptic, a left message for someone, that sort of thing. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, Xander found a screenshot from the Black House that I was referring to. It is absolutely amazing.
There are so many submissions for the screenshot round. So many of them. About 270.
I think people have gone into their screenshot folder and gone through their history of screenshots.
Yeah, so the round 2, congratulations, by the way, again, to the winners of round 1. They have won some pretty amazing prizes. The round 2, the screenshot round that we are also referring to right now, has been closed, and winners will be announced soon. They will have a very, very tough time because there was, over 10 pages of entries. How many did you say? 200 and something?
Yeah, about 270 entries to go through.
14 pages, apparently.
Holy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Az's group is one of the groups sponsoring round 2 of the event. So, yeah, they're having a tough time going through. Well, not really tough time, but it's a lot of work. You want to make sure that you consider every single entry. So, it's responsibility.
Yeah, we have to narrow it down to just 5 winners, or 5 choices. And, in the Cabal, there's there's a few members, so each of us have our own ideas of what's going to be the best. So I'm going to have to, put all that together and then work out who we want to give our prizes to. And all the entries are so good.
Well, and that's another one that there's so many different ways people took it. There's some gorgeous landscape shots. There's also some action shots. There's early in the game. There's late in the game. There's so many different ways people went.
Yeah, you got to work out. Do you just take the screenshot itself for face value? Do you treat it like a photography competition, or do you look at the context? Do you read, what they said about it? What's the meaning behind it? I mean, there's so much to think about here.
Yeah. Then we had round 3, the cosplay round.
Yeah, I'm loving this round. This makes me laugh.
It is absolutely amazing to see how creative people get. It doesn't have to be about going all out. It's about how creative you are with your submission. And some of them are, oh my God, beyond crazy in way of creativity. It's like, how did they think of stuff like that? Does it just come to them, or are they just sit and go like, okay, what could I do? Unbelievable entries so far. And that is still open until the 19th of April. So for the next 4 days, you can still submit your entries for the cosplay round. And it is definitely worth checking out. Round 4 is the backstory round that is open right now. It has opened this week, and it will be open until the 26th of April. So this one...
Sorry, I'm seeing what Xander's doing on the
Yeah, I've
stream.
noticed that.
Thanks.
That's such a good likeness as well.
Well, thank you.
He's putting up your submission.
Yeah.
Cool.
I had fun with that. I was super excited to get it together.
Cosgriff Play, says Frank.
I swear, if I had
Yep.
the time on my hands, I would have made something up for this, but I just don't have the time anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you can see
go for it.
you can see there's a couple of entries that they're amazing, but they didn't take as much time. There's a whole range of different things. There's a couple of really cool ones where they've just made the weapons. So you've got an elemental focus or a chaos focus, and that
Mhm.
wouldn't take as much time to do as a full costume. But because the game lets us wear regular everyday clothes, you can have a very effective cosplay with something relatively simple.
It's very
Or you
true.
can just buy a horse's head.
Yeah.
There is a lot of entries with the horse's head.
I totally need a gift of this or something. Sorry.
Yeah, so the backstory round is all about the RP community, I think. And if you are RPing and there are a lot of in the secret world, then this round is definitely for you, where you provide the backstory of your character. It has to be a maximum of 750 words, I do believe. So not a lot. You have to keep it concise, I guess, but it still allows you to submit a pretty good story. So as I was saying, it is open still until the 26th of April. And now, today, we have had round 5 revealed, and that is the handcrafted round. So that round will be open as of Monday that is coming up, the 20th of April, and it will close on the 4th of May. And anything that you can make with your hands goes. So as Tomium had put on the forums, that it can be cookies, as long as you've made them. So anything that you can craft with your hands, it can be ordraug that you've done from your mashed potatoes on the plate, absolutely anything, art that you've created. So as long as you have created yourself with your own 2 hands, maybe feet as well, you can submit it.
I read that and I'm like, somebody has to do mashed potato sculpture now.
I know.
Yeah, I might try my hand at making a TSW themed recipe or a cocktail. That could be quite interesting.
Ooh,
Ooh.
cocktail.
Oh yeah.
That sounds good.
It shouldn't be too hard to have something with tentacles coming out the top of it.
Just don't put cyanide in it, please.
Oh, just try and make true oblivion. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it when people, for Valentine's started sending that, sending that out, and it's like, oh, I got a drink,
Oh.
yay! You drop
Oh,
that.
very Romeo and Juliet.
Right. Yeah. Alrighty. So, the round 5, don't start posting anything, folks, until the round opens on Monday. Just a little warning. So yeah, if you want to win some pretty amazing did I say prices? Prizes. Head on over to TSW's forums and submit your entry and show your love for TSW. And also don't forget, every single participant wins a very cool in-game shirt. So it doesn't matter if you win or not, you still partake in the event. And as a thank you from Funcom, you get in-game shirt. It's pretty cool. Now, who has the power?
Well, that's normally
TSW
Xander.
has the power.
We have the power.
Well, for the weekend anyway. We've said it before on the show that Funcom has announced today. We're in for a treat this weekend. They have quite quietly sneaked in a special weekend for us. Yeah, we must have been very good bees indeed to have this drop on us. So what do we get? You basically get 1 extra black bullion whenever you do get black bullions. You get 50% more marks of Venice. You get 50% more research XP in Tokyo. And you get free month of membership for recruiting. So have any of you guys already started partaking in the Power weekend?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in PvP, right?
Well, actually, no. Tonight I did the New York raid.
Ah, cool.
So
And
how much
yeah,
did you get from that?
it's just an extra 1 black bullion on top of your 10 that you get and your 20 that you get as well. So it's an extra 2 black bullion for the New York raid.
So from 30 to 32. What a prize.
Well, every little helps.
Takayukin
You,
says
you, you
they're
could be
trying
that
to
one black.
distract us from the issue 11 with the Power weekend. We must not let them.
What I've been into PvP tonight as well, and what I would say is there's a lot of people come into PvP as well. So
Oh, that's
new
good.
people. So that's been quite positive.
Yeah, it's nice
And
to see
they've
the
ra-
PvP get some love.
They've raised the limit for how many white marks of Venice you can hold. Now, normally it's just 1,000. I believe they got that to 1,500.
That's
so you can
correct.
stay in Fusang a little bit longer before having to jump out.
Well, you get them quicker now, so it's just I think it's just equivalent to the normal time you would normally be in, but you're getting 1,500 now instead of 1,000, so
Oh, that's
so
cool.
that's good. Yeah, absolutely.
Woohoo! Orca got our dog tags. Glad they arrived
nice.
safely. Yeah, he won a dog tag on one of the previous shows. I can't remember for what anymore. Sorry. But yeah, I think it was an impromptu giveaway. So yeah, we do give out those as well. So yeah, back to the Power weekend. It is going to be done away with on Monday, I do believe. And yeah, some people have said already in the Twitch chat that it's Funcom's way of distracting us from issue 11. But I kind of think it's the other way around. You know, it's like, here guys, here's, a little bit of help for you to have to grind less, and in order to prepare for issue 11. So I'm definitely going to be going into Kaidan over the weekend if I get a chance. I do have to pack and stuff, and have real life, and kind of the important
What's this
stuff that I
real
have to take
life?
care of.
This is real life. My goodness.
What is this real life you speak of?
Gosh.
Yeah, considering what you said you have coming up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
that's a minor fly that I have to swat, basically. Yeah, I have a lot coming up too.
Yeah, so you know what? Being that issue 11 is coming up, it's just a question of, probably 2-3 weeks max. Hopefully 2, not 3. It's definitely worth it to go into Tokyo and level up your controllers and shield a bit more. It doesn't, trust me, you do a few missions, you're going to be able to level it up to the next level. So it's going to be raining over there. So if you get a chance, get into the game and, get cranking. Or did I just say cranking? No.
You sure did.
Not a
Yes,
not a
no?
good idea.
Yeah, you did. You did.
In my defense, it's over 2 a.m.
Although other than the Aegis getting ready for issue 11, PvP is also a great way for gear. If you feel like you want a little bit of better gear before the next issue.
Definitely. And you also get extra BBs in dungeons, and like Very mentioned, in the New York raid. So,
good point.
if you're not much for, kind of group content and you don't really do a lot of dungeons, PvP route is definitely one way to go. Where you're not dependent on the group. Well, you kind of are dependent on the group to a certain extent. But what I mean is, you're still learning, you're still earning marks of Venice that you can then, you earn white marks, so you can exchange them for black marks and then purchase or upgrade your gear using those. And don't forget, if you have a friend, if you have a family member that you think would kind of like or maybe love the secret world and would like a chance to experience it, remember you have 10 buddy keys that you can hand out. And if any of your friends or family that get those keys actually sign up for the game, buy the game, you get a free month of membership for recruiting them. So it's a win-win. Alrighty, now, I guess seeing all those flappies on lots of teasers coming out for issue 11, Nordavind has come up with a pretty inventive plan on how to bring down Flappy. I think shall we read it? Yeah, we shall. I'm just trying to get to it. Okay, so who wants to read it? Az, you want to read it?
Sure. Yep. So, let me just find it here on the page. Right, devising a plan on how to bring down Flappy by Nordavind. Now, being a former AAA airman, I have now spent 30 seconds devising a plan to take down a real-life Flappy. Number 1, Project Payload. We need to make Scrivenermancer feed lots and lots of honey to Glaucon. Honey is rich in anima. Sesmer will be Enforcer. Stage 2. Project Trebuchet. We direct funds and personnel from Joel's new project into the building of a delivery system. Hawk will be Spotter, Tilty will be Launch Button Presser. Stage 3. Operation Why Won't My Buttons Work? Oh Gaia, I'm going to crash! Is then launched. We will fling a Glaucon-like object infused with anim. It will latch onto the bird, and then it will disrupt the heads-up display of the bogey, and it will crash. then we will celebrate.
I
A
absolutely
foolproof
love
plan.
that. Exactly. What can possibly go wrong with that kind of plan? It is, yeah. Help was the loot pinata known as Flappy. Oh, yeah. Yes, so in other news, apart from that, we had a little bit of a post by Tilty when it comes to achievement vendors. The achievement vendor was planned to be released for both The Secret World and Age of Conan, but it had to be postponed for a TSW as the dev team needed a bit more time to finish planning and making all the rewards that will be available from the new vendor. Tilty said, feel free to go max out your achievement points in the meantime. So do you guys think that this is something that is coming up shortly or not?
The issues they've been having with it. We may be lucky enough to see it with issue 11.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Because he
it
said
has. Go on.
they needed a bit more time to finish planning it and making all the rewards, you know.
Yeah, it's been put into Age of Conan now, and where I've heard it works fairly well. Just for those that don't know exactly how it will work, when you earn achievement points, the more you get, you then reach tiers where you unlock rewards. So you're not spending your achievement points directly on the rewards, you're just getting to unlock them, so then you can buy them with packs or whatever type of currency they want to use.
Just out of
Oh, I like
curiosity,
that.
just out of curiosity, what is everyone's total achievement points right now?
3,415.
Where do
I
you see
have so
them?
much more
Damn.
work to do.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
on like
1740.
1,953. 11955.
Where do you see them?
If you
I'm
press L
confused.
to go into achievements and lore, it says at the top of achievements, total achievement points.
Oh, 2,505.
And
I do know that Spider Baby and Simon Daedalus have over 4,000, and I know there are a couple who have even higher. You get so many from the 10k achievements.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Well, I have 2,605.
Hey,
You'd have quite a few PvP
100
ones,
more
right?
than me.
That'll tell you how long I've been playing this game and how many hours.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay, so in other news, Sanctuary will be hosting an AMA with Glaucon on the 4th of May, starting at 7 p.m. GMT. If you do have a question for Glaucon, you can post it on the forums. If you go under the Horn God section, there is a thread there, Sanctuary AMA Glaucon. So you can see who Glaucon is. He's a GUI programmer for the game. So if you have any questions with regard to that, or have any suggestions, feel free to post it, and it will be answered during his AMA session. Or you can just join for the AMA session directly and ask the question there. In other news as well, Viper's Top Bar Information Overload mod has been updated and it works beautifully well, as expected. Before the adjustable GUI came out. So if you're still running the old mod, maybe it's time for an update, because then you'll be able to get all the benefits of the adjustable GUI that the game has had launched. I think when was it? A couple months ago, something like that. Just a few months ago. It's a pretty recent
Yeah, early
update.
December.
Yeah. Okay, that's more than 2 months ago. Considering we're almost at the end of April, I'm still thinking, damn, it's like February. Yeah. Okay, so for the last bit of information that we have for you guys tonight, there is an exclusive photo from Scriv and Tilty's tropical vacation. Like, welcome to Innsmouth Surf, where the waters are warm and very inviting. Not sure if Xander can post it on the Twitch. We'll include it in the show notes so that you guys can see what we mean. It surfaced on the forums, and it is it is absolutely, well, who wouldn't want to swim in those waters, right? Have you guys seen it?
Yeah, that's pretty
It
good.
looks so bad.
Yeah.
The tentacles. And I love people's comments. Mike Star posted, and that's why I never go near the sea. And then someone had actually made a note that, hey, there's even 3 factions. The surfers on the photo, one is in blue, Illuminati, one is in red, a Templar, and one is probably a dragon, because you can kind of see that it's in green. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of hilarious comments. You can find it, actually, the thread on it, I do believe, is under the general forums. So do go hop on over there, or you can check out Beyond TSW's feed on Twitter, and you'll be able to see the picture there and the link to the forum thread. It is absolutely hilarious.
Oh, and on a side note, speaking of the forum and Twitter and all that, I know Tomium has mentioned that he's trying to post more over on Tumblr too. So the folks who go on Tumblr can have a link to the action.
Yep. Definitely. Yeah, people have seen the photo we're talking about. Yeah, it is so creepy. Yeah, I wonder if it is, if it is photoshopped. I don't know.
No,
I
this
would
one
hope
is just
not.
seaweed, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just seaweed.
Yeah, but it just looks so. I think it was it might have been Nordavind who posted. Yeah, you see those rigs at the back. Yeah, they drill too deep. Yeah. Ugh. Okay. It just kind of takes me back to, when you're swimming, you're happily swimming away, and then something kind of brushes up against you, and you're like, whoa, what was that? Okay. All right.
When I was a kid, one of the things that freaked me out the most was the idea of the really, really, really deep, deep, deep ocean and all the things that we hadn't even seen yet. I'm like, oh my God, there could be anything down there.
Oh yeah, some
Mhm.
of the fish down there are weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of weird stuff. There's lots of cool stuff. There's lots of creepy stuff. There's lots of awesome stuff in the secret world. So if you're not playing it, why the hell not? Huh? What's keeping you? Come on. If you do need a buddy key, just let us know, and we will happily provide you with one. And yeah, you will be set up to play the game in no time. Alrighty, so Secret Worlders, this is it for Tier 135 of Beyond the Veil podcast. Until next Thursday, I do hope that you will be enjoying the Power Week and reaping the benefits of it. I hope that you'll participate in IMTSW contest and win, amazing prizes, hopefully. But most of all, I hope you will be enjoying the game. Until next Thursday, we are Beyond the Veil. We are TSW. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Yep, cheerio.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to tonight's broadcast of Beyond the Veil, a production of Holosuite Media. Join us next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and be sure to check holosuitemedia.com and iTunes for our remastered shows and more. You can follow us on Twitter at BeyondTSW. If you have any questions or comments, please send us an email to beyondtsw@gmail.com, and join us next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Beyond the Veil, a place where hilarity always ensues.